Hey there, fellow students. Here is the team of Academia Malaysia, and let's be honest, is there anything quite as universally dreaded by students as exam week? It's like this spectre looming on the calendar, filled with late-night study sessions, gallons of coffee, and the nagging feeling that you might not remember what the quadratic formula even is. But what if I told you it doesn't have to be this way? What if I told you that exam weeks, while inherently stressful, don't have to be synonymous with all-nighters and existential dread? In this video, we're going to equip you with a comprehensive toolkit of strategies to not just survive exam weeks, but to actually thrive. We're talking about effective studying, time management, stress reduction, and maybe even a good night's sleep. Let's turn that exam stress into exam success.
All right, let's kick things off with the bedrock of a successful exam week, a study schedule. I know, planning isn't always the most thrilling activity. But trust me, having a well-structured plan is like having a roadmap guiding you through the wilderness of exam season. So first things first, grab your calendar, your bullet journal, or that napkin you've been scribbling on, and let's get organized. Start by marking down all your exam dates. Got it? Good. Now here's where the real magic happens. We're going to work backward from each exam date, allocating specific study blocks for each subject. And here's the key: be realistic. Instead, aim for manageable study blocks of, say, 30 to 50 minutes each, punctuated by short breaks. Just like your phone needs a recharge after hours of scrolling through memes, your brain needs time to process information and avoid burnout. Speaking of recharging, don't forget to factor in essentials like meals, sleep, and some good old-fashioned downtime. Remember, you're a human being, not a study machine. A little self-care goes a long way. Use a digital calendar or a planner app to set reminders for your study sessions and track your progress.
Okay, so you've got your trusty study schedule all mapped out. Now, let's talk strategy. Because let's face it, not all exams are created equal. Some subjects might feel like climbing Mount Everest barefoot, while others are a leisurely stroll in the park. So how do we tackle this? Prioritization, my friends. Start by identifying your most challenging subjects. You know, the ones that make you want to tear your hair out. Those are the ones that deserve a little extra attention. Allocate more study time to those academic behemoths. But here's the thing. Even though you might be tempted to dedicate every waking moment to those challenging subjects, don't completely neglect your stronger ones. Remember, maintaining a balance is key. If one exam carries significantly more weight than the others, it makes sense to allocate more study time accordingly. Alright, let's talk about the heart of the matter, actually studying. Now, I'm not talking about passively rereading your notes until the words swim before your eyes. We're going to delve into some scientifically proven study techniques that will supercharge your learning and help you retain information like a boss. First up, active recall. This technique is all about engaging with the material actively rather than passively absorbing it. Instead of simply rereading your notes, try testing yourself. Use flashcards, create practice questions, or even try explaining the concepts out loud to an imaginary study buddy. The key is to force your brain to retrieve the information, which strengthens those neural pathways. Next, we have spaced repetition. This technique is all about outsmarting your brain's natural tendency to forget things over time. The idea is to review material at increasing intervals. For example, you might review a topic the day after you learn it, then again a few days later, and then again a week later. This spaced-out repetition helps move information from your short-term memory to your long-term memory, making it stickier. Now, let's talk about the power of summarization. Condensing your notes into key points and creating summary sheets can work wonders for your understanding. This process forces you to identify the most important information and synthesize it in a way that makes sense to you.
Chapter 4. Maintain a healthy lifestyle. Let's face it, when you're in the throes of exam prep, it's easy to neglect your well-being. You're fueled by caffeine, running on fumes, and surviving on a diet of instant noodles and questionable life choices. But here's the thing. Your brain is like a high-performance engine, and it needs the right fuel to function at its best. First and foremost, prioritize sleep. I know, easier said than done when you're facing a mountain of study material. But trust me, those 7 to 9 hours of shut-eye are non-negotiable. During sleep, your brain works its magic, consolidating memories and making connections. Skimping on sleep is like shooting yourself in the foot academically. Next up, let's talk about nutrition. You wouldn't expect a car to run on empty, so why treat your brain any differently? Nourish your body with balanced meals that include brain-boosting foods like nuts, fish, berries, and leafy greens. And please, for the love of all that is good, put down the energy drinks and step away from the vending machine. Now, I know what you're thinking. Who has time for exercise when they're drowning in textbooks? But hear me out. Even a short 20-minute walk can work wonders for your mood, focus, and cognitive function. Exercise helps increase blood flow to the brain, delivering those precious nutrients and oxygen it craves.
Chapter 5. Organize your study space. Let's talk about the importance of a study-friendly environment. Because let's face it, trying to focus in a cluttered, chaotic space is like trying to meditate in the middle of a hurricane. It's just not gonna happen. First things first, clear the clutter. Seriously, channel your inner Marie Kondo and get rid of anything that doesn't spark joy or serve a purpose in your study space. A tidy space leads to a tidy mind. Next, let's talk lighting. Natural light is best, so if you can, set up shop near a window. But if you're burning the midnight oil, invest in a good desk lamp that provides ample illumination without straining your eyes. Now let's address the elephant in the room: distractions. Whether it's the siren song of social media, the endless stream of notifications, or the roommate who seems to think a tuba is a suitable study instrument, distractions are the bane of productivity. Find a quiet spot where you can focus or invest in some noise-canceling headphones, and whatever you do, silence those pesky notifications. Before you even think about cracking open a textbook, make sure you have all your study materials within arm's reach. You've put in the hours, you've studied effectively, you've fueled your body and mind. Now it's showtime. But before you dive headfirst into that exam booklet, take a deep breath and remember these time management strategies. First and foremost, read the instructions carefully. I know, it sounds obvious, but you'd be surprised how many students lose precious points simply because they didn't pay attention to the directions. Once you've absorbed the instructions, take a moment to quickly scan the entire exam. This will give you a sense of its structure, point distribution, and any potential landmines. Now it's time to budget your time. Allocate a specific number of minutes to each section based on its point value. Don't be afraid to move on from a question if you find yourself stuck. You can always come back to it later. Here's a strategy that can boost your confidence. Start with the easier questions. This will help you build momentum and rack up some easy points.
Let's be real, exams can be stressful, like really stressful. Your heart is racing, your palms are sweaty, and you can practically hear your inner critic having a field day. But fear not. There are techniques you can employ to manage those pre-exam jitters and maintain your sanity. First and foremost, breathe. Seriously, when was the last time you took a deep, conscious breath? Deep breathing is like a magic bullet for stress. It calms your nervous system, slows your heart rate, and helps you regain control. Try the 4-7-8 technique. Inhale for a count of 4, hold for a count of 7, and exhale slowly for a count of 8. Next, let's talk about progressive muscle relaxation. This technique involves tensing and then releasing different muscle groups in your body, starting from your toes and working your way up to your head. It's a great way to relieve physical tension and promote relaxation. Visualization is another powerful tool in your stress management arsenal. Close your eyes and imagine yourself confidently acing your exams. Visualize yourself calmly answering questions, recalling information with ease, and finishing with a sense of accomplishment. Now let's address those pesky negative thoughts. Challenge those thoughts and replace them with positive affirmations. I've got this, I'm prepared, I'm capable. Congratulations, my friend. You've survived another exam. Now, before you dive headfirst into a celebratory pizza, or 3, let's talk about some post-exam strategies to set yourself up for success in the long run. First and foremost, resist the urge to engage in immediate post-mortem discussions with your classmates. Comparing answers and dissecting every question can just amplify anxiety and make you doubt yourself. Instead, take some time to relax and recharge. You've earned it. Go for a walk, watch a movie, catch up with friends. Whatever helps you unwind and de-stress. Once you've had some time to decompress, take a moment to reflect on the exam. What went well? What could you have done differently?
Remember, fellow students, exam weeks are a marathon, not a sprint. It's about pacing yourself, staying hydrated, and having a solid game plan. With proper planning, effective study techniques, and a healthy dose of self-care, you can conquer those exams while maintaining your sanity. Believe in yourself. You've got this. Good luck and happy studying.